When China said they don't give a fuck, they meant it. If you haven't heard, China has ended its beef exports from the U.S. Losing those exports is worth $1.6 billion to the U.S. And you want to guess which state exports the most? Nebraska. And they have a $400 million budget short, which means the Nebraskan ranchers are not going to be able to get a subsidy from the state because they're already $400 million short. China took that beef exports right over to Australia. And China didn't stop there. They are also reducing their soybean exports by 9.5%, or almost $5 billion. And Indiana is going to feel that pain, seeing that they export $2.6 billion, or 60% of their soybean crops, to China. And China is going to subsidize that through Brazil. So that means we are losing again. Have you noticed that they are targeting red states? That seems pretty strategic if you ask me.
Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to Trending Pulse Worldwide. I'm your girl Amy, and if you've been rocking with me, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your support. You're the reason this channel is growing, and I don't take that for granted. And if you're new here, welcome to the community. I break down trending global stories with honesty, clarity, and a bit of commentary. And if that is your thing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a pulse on what's happening around the world. Today, we are diving into a hot button topic. So, China just cut off beef imports from the US, and Americans are reacting hard. And this isn't just a meaty issue, it's a trade and political firestorm. And to add to the shock, reports are surfacing that China is now favoring beef exports from other countries, possibly Italy, Brazil, or even Argentina. And the response online has been, let's just say, juicy. So let's take a look at some of these clips, then I'll be back and we can have this discussion.
So my Caribbean cousin, over the weekend, Trump decided to cancel tariffs on toys, smartphones, and computers coming from China. The Chinese government retaliate and tell them they do not care that you cancel tariff on those items. The Chinese government decided to cancel the U.S. beef industry, and they decided to target the red state. Which one you say? Nebraska. Nebraska is one of the largest cattle industry in America. How much money you think they're going to lose? $2.5 billion. Nebraska just lost because of the tariff. So the Chinese government said, we don't need you. We'll go to Australia. We'll go to Brazil to get our beef. I tell you, the Chinese government are so meticulous on which state they're going to hit. I tell all you, Trump messed with the wrong people, and the Chinese government will be the downfall of the U.S. dollar.
So China responded to Trump's 90-day pause on their tariffs. And I know this is not the response that he wanted. So in response to the pausing of the tariffs on electronics and such coming from China, they decided that they're going to cancel all of their imports of American beef. That's around $2.5 billion of exports that will not be leaving mostly red states in America. And instead of getting the beef from the US, they're going to start sourcing it from Australia instead. This is just the beginning, people. They're going to slowly start replacing all of their imports that they got from America with imports from other countries. They're not backing down in this trade war. Yeah, Trump may have folded a little bit and backtracked a bit, but they're not backing down. They said, no, you started this, we're full go, bro. And I'm sure there's still people out there that's going to be like, well, they still need us. I'm afraid to see what they cancel next.
China canceled their imports of U.S. beef over the weekend, and red states are going to be the ones hit the hardest. Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, they just lost a very large purchaser of their agriculture. China said that they're going to be buying beef from Australia, and they're also going to start sourcing their soybean from Brazil. So Chinese imports of soybeans also cut out. And this has happened before. In the Trump administration of 2018 and 2019, China stopped purchasing agricultural products from the United States. And that put American farmers underwater to where the United States government had to write $28 billion worth of checks to send to them in aid. It was a $28 billion bailout of farmers as a direct consequence of the trade war. The supposed $150 billion that the Doge cuts saved, I would not be surprised if the government bailouts had to exceed that amount to farmers this time around.
All right, a blow to the United States in the tariff war with China. This is a fun fact. This one item that the United States exports to China, beef. The United States exports $1.6 billion of beef every year to China. They buy from us. This is going to hurt farmers in the United States. And then what happens with that $1.6 billion loss just for that one product, just one product, will trickle through to the United States economy and be devastating. And then to put the icing on the cake, the coup de grace, because China is playing chess, not checkers, is they are now giving the export to Australia. So the United States on one product is going to lose $1.6 billion in beef trade, and China is going to give it to Australia. We are not superior. We are a global economy. China wins again.
What we are watching is a power play, and China isn't just shifting its food sources, they're sending a message by cutting US beef and turning to other countries. They are flexing control in this fragile trade relationship. And for American farmers, this could definitely be devastating to them. Now, some people are brushing it off, saying the US will find other buyers. But for many local ranchers who rely on that China market, this is a hard financial hit. Also, it's fascinating how many Americans online didn't even know how much of their meat was going to China. And this moment is exposing just how global their food system really is. So guys, what do you think? Is China making a smart strategic move, or is this a straight up trade war tactic? And how would America respond? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if you found this breakdown insightful, give the video a like, share it with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to subscribe to Trending Pulse Worldwide for more global trends, real reactions, and real talk. Until next time, stay aware, stay focused, and stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.